dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke, and I welcome you all to the MCGM's virtual classroom.
Today in History of Standard 6th, we will be learning the topic the Harappan Civilization. In the history, we have already learnt the Indian subcontinent and history, the first lesson, and the second one, sources of history, and now the third one, the Harappan Civilization or Indus Valley Civilization. Archaeological excavations first began in 1921 CE at Harappa in the Punjab on the banks of the river Ravi, and this is how this civilization came to be known as Harappan Civilization. Now, why it is called as Harappan Civilization? Because it was at Harappa, the place which is in Punjab on the banks of the Ravi. It is also known as Indus Civilization, but keep in mind the thing, it was started in 1921. Here now in the maps you can easily find out the place. Here it is Harappa, Harappa, Indus Valley Civilization. The second one also you can see here, it is Harappa. Excavations were also carried out at Mohenjo-daro, a place about 650 km to the south of Harappa in the Indus Valley. Here Mohenjo-daro. So, the distance between the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro is 650 km. Harappa, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Mohenjo-daro. There was a striking resemblance between the remains of structures and artifacts found at the two places, that is at Harappa and at Mohenjo-daro. Here you can see the things which were quite similar. Similar remains have been found at Dholavira, Lothal, Kalibanga and Daimabad. So, not only at Harappa or Mohenjo-daro, but the similar remains have been found at Dholavira, Lothal, Kalibanga and Daimabad. The same characteristics are seen all the places of Harappan civilization, and these characteristics include town planning, roads, construction of houses, drainage system, sails, pots and toys and burial customs. So, all these points or the characters having resemblance with all other places including Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Dholavira, Lothal, Kalibangan and Daimabad. One by one now we'll see in detail. So, in this the first one, housing and town planning. By these images, you can understand the things very easily. Now, today we have cities with plan or planned cities. Like that, there were cities which were planned very carefully. So, the houses and other structures in Harappan civilization were mainly built with baked bricks. Unbaked bricks and stones were also used for constructions. By this, we can conclude that एक तो अनबेक्ड ब्रिक्स और स्टोन्स भी यूज़ किए जाते थे, बट बेक्ड ब्रिक्स भी उस वक्त मौजूद थी. The houses had rooms built around a central courtyard. The houses had wells for water, bathrooms and toilets. There was an excellent drainage system in which baked earthen conduits were used. The streets had covered drains built with bricks. This shows great concern regarding public health. Nowadays also we people are take care about our social health or public health, and for that number of measures taken by our central, state and local government bodies. तो ये सब हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन में भी था. Each and everything was planned, including the houses and also about the cities. The streets were broad and laid out a grid pattern. Houses were built in the rectangular blocks created by them. Next thing, just observe the images which are related with the Harappan civilization, and by these images or by observing carefully these images you can understand the housing and town planning or the structure of construction. The towns were divided into two or more sections, and each section had separate fortification. Like colonies or like sector which today we have in many cities, अलग अलग कॉलोनीज होती है या फिर सेक्टर होते हैं या फिर वार्ड होते हैं. Same thing was that there in the Harappan civilization. Then the next point, seals and pots. The seals of the Harappan civilization were mainly square shaped, as you can see here in the screen. It is square shaped. And made from a stone called steatite. The seals bear pictures of animals. They include pictures of real animals like bulls, buffaloes, oxen, elephants, rhinos, tigers, etc. And also of imaginary ones like the unicorn. Human figures are also seen, and these seals were used as stamps. Here human figures you can see. जैसे आज अलग अलग स्टैम्प हम पोस्ट कार्ड पे यूज़ करते हैं, बनाते हैं, सील करने के लिए यूज़ करते हैं, उसी तरह से ये चीज़ें यूज़ की जाती थी फॉर द पर्पज़ ऑफ स्टैम्पिंग. Now the seals with the pictures of animals. Elephant, tiger, bull. Pots. Earthen pots of various types and shapes have been found at the excavation sites of Harappan Civilization. Not only the different types but also of different shapes. Here in this figure you can see the pots with different shapes. There are red terracotta pots with patterns and designs here. Patterns, different patterns and the designs in black color. In the black color. The patterns include fish scales, interlocking circles, people leaves, etc. Here this one leaf you can say. And by this we can conclude that the artisans working with these pots developed designing skills or coloring skills. The Harappan people buried their dead and they used to bury earthen pots with the bodies. जो भी earthen pots जो व्यक्ति यूज़ करता था उसके जाने के बाद, उसकी डेड होने के बाद उसके साथ उसके ये पॉट्स बरीड किए जाते थे. Now next in this, the great bath. As you can see here, the image. A spacious bath has been discovered at Mohenjo-daro. The tank in the great bath was nearly 2.5 meters deep and it was 12 meters long and 7 meters wide. So 2.5 meters deep, 12 meters long and 7 meters wide. It was lined with baked bricks to prevent seepage of water. There were steps leading down to the tank. If you observe carefully this image, then you can see all the specifications. There was also a provision for draining, cleaning and refilling the tank from time to time. One more image to understand this easily. By this you can understand this, the structure of the great bath. And now the next point, life in the Harappa civilization. The Harappan people practiced agriculture. The excavation at Kalibangan provides evidence of a plowed field. So, developed agriculture was there. The people there grew different crops, mainly wheat and barley. In Rajasthan, barley was grown on large scale, while in Gujarat it was ragi. Peas, sesame and lentils were also cultivated. The Harappan people were also familiar with cotton. It means that number of crops they were taking in their field, or the agriculture was sort of developed. And then the images on the screen, by these you can understand the life in the Harappan civilization. The statues, the pictures on the fields and the remains of cloth found in the excavation indicate that the Harappan people used to weave cloth. And for this, you can see the different images. The dress of both men and women consisted of knee-length cloth and upper garment. Now, here is the statue found at Harappan site, present an excellent specimen of their art. So, development in the field of art was quite good. It shows the man's facial features here very clearly. A cloak with a beautiful trefoil pattern is trapped across his shoulder. Many types of ornaments have been found in excavations. They are made of gold, copper, precious stones, as also shells, cowries, seeds. Men and women both used multi-strand necklaces, rings, armlets and waistbands. Women's more bangles right up to their upper arm. Now, here in these images you can see the clothing and also the ornaments. And by this we can understand the life in the Harappan civilization. Indus Valley Civilization artifacts. Subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications.
So my dear ones, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.